Hi everyone, my name is Phil Pateris. I am the team leader for Evolve Salon Systems in Florida, and I am in charge of the retailing part of your Hope Box. So I'm going to be going through a presentation with you all, kind of giving you a little idea of what we're considering would be the best practices for retailing. Now, some of these things are going to be new to some people; they'll be old. Um, the whole thing is all 10 of these things used in conjunction will be very beneficial to your retail. Retail itself is what we teach as a silent salesperson and should pay for your rent or your mortgage, whatever it may be. So we just want to be able to help out with sparking some interest. You may get some ideas from this, and it may allow you to take your retail to the next level. So we've broken it down into 10 major categories on here, which I'm calling the simple steps to help retailing and bundling value. So consultation, number one, always the top one on there. It's the beginning and end of everything when it comes to a client in the chair. Product selection, your attitude, retail displays, cross merchandising, using displays to educate clients, changing your displays, show off your wants, retail flow, and e-commerce. So these 10 things used together are very effective. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. The first one, obviously, consultation. Like I said, most important part of the entire visit is a consultation. I've learned over my years of business, whether it be in independent, whether it be in corporate America, whether it even be in school, that there's nothing that the 5W question can't answer. And those 5Ws are always going to be who, what, where, when, and why. So as we start this out, you want to ask yourself, who is your client? And I know that might be a silly question to ask because you know their name, you know about them, but really, who are they? What do they do? What are they about? What part of their hair plays a role in their life what can you do to make this appointment impactful? Coming back from everything that we've all just gone through as an industry, your actual appointments are going to be more and more important, and making them impactful is one of the most important things that you can do. You want to make it a experience for your clients. Where are their end results? So you're starting a game plan with them, because let's be honest, most people will be starting fresh or looking for possibly a little bit of a change at this time. So let them know that you want to know where they want their end game to be when it comes to their hair journey. When does their hair journey start? I believe it starts the minute they sit in your chair. And I think that, letting them know that you're figuring out with them about their hair journey is a huge thing. Why? And why do we do what we do to a client in their chair? What do we do this for? We do this for the same reason why we started. I want everybody to realize that at some point this ignited you, and this was a passion for you, and it's very important to not forget that. And this has kind of been a reset button for all of us, and it allows us to see how much we miss those clients. So they need to know why we do what we do. Moving on, another very important part of this is going to be listening and repeating. This is a strategy, I guess you could say, that a lot of people use, because I don't know about you, but whenever I go to a restaurant, and I don't care how good the waiter or waitress is, if they're taking my order and they're not actually writing it down, I have a very, very low percentage chance believing that they're actually going to get my order right. So as we're doing this, we're kind of in the same boat here. So make sure you're not just hearing what the customer has to say, but you're listening at the same time also. A lot of the times we have so many things, just different things going on, that we're listening, but we're not actually hearing what's being said. So make sure you're hearing what your client is saying. The next thing is, every client interaction is unique. We all know that. You can change from one person wanting fashion tones to the next person who just needs a very subtle retouch. We all need to know where the client is looking to be, and treating each individual appointment as it should be. The next step is to allow the guest to know that you're listening. I recommend that you repeat back what they had said to you. So one of the examples, and I put it on here, is, okay, Mrs. Smith, thank you for what you... One of the examples would be something as simple as saying, okay, Miss Smith, from what you've told me, ... I know we can make this happen together. That reassures the client that you have listened to their needs, and you've listened to what they want, and it's going to allow you to get the job done together. Very important to be able to go ahead and let them know that you've acknowledged everything that they've said to you. So I really think that that's something that we're missing out on, and it would be a great way to enter or to add that into our consultations. The next, number two, would be the product selection. So this is also a very big one because there's three different things you should think about whenever you're doing a product selection. Utilizing the product that you believe in. You have to make sure that it's something that you can get behind and that you really, really enjoy using, because if you don't, it's just going to sit there. We've all purchased something in our lives, whether it be a hair product, or whether it be a tool, or whether it be something around the house, a new frying pan, whatever it may be, and we thought we really liked it, but we didn't really believe in what it could do. So it's probably just collecting dust somewhere. And that tends to happen with retail. So you have to believe in what you're actually carrying. Does the brand carry or fit your salon culture? Every salon I've ever walked into has some kind of culture, whether it be a eco-friendly culture, or whether it be a progressive, or whether it be a very modern. You have to have the culture, and the products have to fit that culture with you. So make sure, as you're deciding which product you're going to be bringing on, it's going to fit what you want to portray as the culture of your salon. The next thing I'm very passionate about is because you sell the brand doesn't sell you. We've all seen brands that have come and gone, been a huge success, and then all of a sudden we have no access to them anymore, or they're being sold by third parties or online or whatever it may be. I think this is very important because you don't want to be labeled as a salon just that carries that particular brand, and you want to make sure that the brand you carry people know about because of you. So your salon, let's use Salon XYZ, carries ABC brand. It's not that ABC brand is sold at XYZ salon. We have to make sure that our image is intact, and your image for your brand or your salon is the most important. That is your brand, and that's what you should always be banking on. So you want to align yourself with somebody who you can actually work with to build the brand, but not actually hurt your brand by being too much overshadowed by who actually you're selling or what brand you're actually selling. The next thing is simple. It's your attitude. It's your stylist attitude. If you have the attitude of, my client doesn't use retail, my client doesn't buy retail, guess what? That's going to be the exact result of that. Your client will not use retail and will not purchase retail. However, I can say, if there's two things in this world that they never advertise again, people are going to buy. The first thing being shampoo. The second thing being gasoline, because everybody needs it to get around. So it's not like your client is not using any kind of product. They are using a product. They're just not using the one that you're recommending if they're not purchasing it directly from you. Your attitude determines your altitude. As cheesy and as corny as it sounds, I believe this wholeheartedly, because your attitude will dictate where you're going. If you're positive about what you're using and what you're talking about and what your clients can purchase while they're in your salon, then that's going to positively impact your client. Now, if you don't have a very good attitude towards your retail or the brands that you're using, chances are your clients aren't going to be very turned on by it also. So we got to make sure the attitude is in line. And it is difficult because, we go through a lot on a daily basis. So attitude can be hard to kind of manipulate. But we use these products in our salons. They're specifically designed for salons. They're boutique brands. These are the things that, should allow you to have the proper attitude towards your retail location or retail services. The next thing is I found this picture, and it is very, very interesting because it's from a Prada store. As you can see in the picture, it looks like functional art. So the designs on the wall are, they're put in kind of a crazy little way, but the cool thing is that you can actually fit the products in different areas. So what this allows them to do, it allows them to go ahead and really notice some of the products, because as you look at this, you actually focus in more on the actual products than you do on the wall, but the wall is pretty cool too. So it allows you to have both of that. So your clients want to shop in the same places that you do. Think about it. We love to shop in nice locations. We love to shop in, more of the luxury type places. So we need to make sure that we're giving that type of atmosphere to your clients also. Make the experience flow. Make the experience something that they're going to last. That's going to last and remember with them. Cross merchandising. This is something that I've seen happen in some salons and has been very successful, and I would love to see it in more. So the four things that cross merchandising is very good at doing is it's attractive to customers. It gives them a reason to look at multiple things. It builds customer loyalty because you're giving them more things that they can trust you with. It increases your sale, obviously, because you're able to go ahead and differentiate two different types of products that allows them to combine it together. And maybe it's a budgetary thing, maybe it's just not knowing the right products that they should be using, but it allows them to go ahead and get what they need and increase the sales on there. Also, it increases and adds to your marketing strategy. The best part about this is that we all know how social media has become just it's a part of our every minute life at this point. We're always checking to see what's going on. So, this will allow you to tie in your cross merchandising would be able to tie in with social media, so your clients can not only see it when they're in the salon, but they're also able to see it whenever they're scrolling through their news feeds. The next thing I want to go over with you is showing off the wants. Now, this may be something that not a lot of people really have done, or not a lot of people realize, but it happens all the time. So showing off your wants is knowing that the customer always will purchase what they need. They just not always purchase what they want. And the reason I put this picture up here of this Apple store is because you can buy an iPad or an iPhone case just about anywhere right now. Whether you're at a TJ Maxx, a Marshalls, a Walmart, Target, whatever it may be, you can buy one. Why would people want to buy the smart case that is probably 5 to 7 times more expensive? It's not a want, it's a need. I'm sorry, it's not a need, it's a want. And as you're going through this, your customer wants the logo. They want the prestige of having an exclusive brand. They want to have that ability to say that they purchased a product from this store. Your client may come in and they may need a hairspray. Why not have the newest hairspray that you just launched, one that you're trying to build on a brand? It's still going to serve the purpose of what they want and need at the same time. So I think showing off your wants is a very, very big part of this. Also, while we're talking about the shelving and placement and everything like that, this is something that we used to do. I did years of retail management at Verizon Wireless, and we were probably, as far as telecommunications goes, we're probably one of the most successful when it came to retailing. And a lot of it came from planogramming and making sure that we were able to showcase the products that we wanted. And I'll tell you, this happens in more than just retail stores. This happens at restaurants on menus. It happens at movie theaters. It happens just about everywhere. The product placement is one of the key things to driving people to purchase. The best way to set it up is if you look at this planogram, the top shelf is always going to be your best sellers. And the reason being is because those are going to sell. People are very interested in them. They already know them. The medium, you're going to want to put your luxury or your higher ticket price items in there. And I'll tell you the reason behind that is because that is where the eye directly goes. It's always going to go to eye level. And if it's the first thing that you see, it's probably something you're going to take interest in. And that's what the research has shown. So, just like when you go to a restaurant, if you open up a menu, you're going to see the first couple and then you're going to go and you're going to get stuck right in the middle. You might look at the bottom later on down the road. So people that are looking for something new, something different, something of a want instead of a need are just going to go towards this middle section. The next row, which would generally be the third or fourth row that you have on there, you're going to put your affordable luxury in that. And that's going to be stuff that that people will purchase solely based on the affordability of it, but also the performance with what we have going on. And then you've got your bottom one, which is going to be more of your larger stock, leaders, or any kind of stock that you're trying to move through as just to replenish. This is something that I would definitely look at in your salons and see how you have it, and just take a look and see if it makes sense to you in the way that you guys have your stuff set up right now. So the facts about the retailing that I've found: 90% of customers turn right unconsciously upon entering a store. It's just a known fact that most of the time when people go in, they're going to go right to the right-hand side. It's just something that we do. It's human nature. So make sure that whenever you're setting up your displays, if you can, make it on the right side of whenever you enter into your location. Now, the first wall that they see, which is generally going to be the most eye-catching, you want it to be the most eye-catching because it is considered the power wall. and the power wall is generally where most of your sales come from. If you don't think your salon or your retail area is visually appealing, then chances are your clients don't also. And the reason I say that is because think about the stores that we like to go into. We like the way certain stores are set up. We like the way that they look, the merchandising, and everything like that. You want your clients to feel that same type of expectation to how it looks and just the luxury of it that they would find in any higher end store, because we are doing something at a premium and we're providing an experience. So we want to make sure that they think it's visually appealing. So make sure you double check and look at your own spot whenever you get a chance. This is something that a lot of people have started to do that I've seen, and I'm calling it showtime. Light up the display like it's important, because it is. So if you can light your display up, or if you can add one of those adhesive lights underneath, on the shelving at the top of it, go ahead and do that. It's amazing how you can showcase some of these products that we have. And if you think about it, a lot of these products that we have are very attractive looking products. I mean, the shapes of the bottles, the sizes, the font on some of them, they're good looking pieces of material in their own. So you're able to use that to your advantage by showcasing your products. Change your display monthly. This is a big one because the more I see this happening, the more it actually works out for the clients, and it actually works out for the salons too. And by changing it, I'm not saying that you have to change your entire structure. You don't have to move the entire display, but just move your products from one side to the other. Put from one display to another display, keeping them in that uniform level of how people look to buy. But you're giving them a reason to look around the salon at the time. And then cross merchandising. Adding a different product or adding two different products together, two different lines together, is always a good idea. If you're able to have them understand how to use each of the products, you're actually educating them back and forth on two different lines, which now you're exposing them to multiple different products that you carry, which is always a good thing that they know that you have multiple lines that you can actually work with. The last thing I want to touch on is e-commerce. E-commerce has become a huge motivator and driving factor with the closures and everything that's happened. So here's a couple things I want to cover with you. The clients now they've gotten used to online shopping from you, and they know that they can get the products that they're used to directly from you. Salon Interactive has gone up by 3,100%, which is a huge growth. It keeps your clients utilizing the product lines that you're having in your salon. Don't forget that with Salon Interactive, 50% commission is paid to you on any Cove or RPM products. 25% commission is paid to you on any other products that you sell that you get through Evolve Salon Systems. And we're calling e-commerce, again, the silent employee. It drives sales 24 hours a day. Whether you're open or not, somebody can click on that link and they can look at what you have and they can purchase from you. The last thing is that online buying now, if it wasn't before, it's become a learned behavior. People are ordering Uber Eats, people are doing Grubhub, people are getting groceries delivered, pharmacies are delivering now. All of these things have now become learned behaviors. So why should we not have the same option for our clients whenever we're doing this? So this is just a few things, just touching on it real quick with you guys. I'm going to enter in all my information so you guys will have that for the future. We're scheduling a live Zoom call on May 12th, which will have all of this information in a little bit more detail, and we'll be able to answer some questions for you. So if you can, please feel free to reach out to me. If you have any questions, I'd love to help out and get to know more of our Evolve salons around the country. Don't forget, May 12th, we'll be doing that class where we'll be live, and hopefully everything works out for everybody. Good luck. Stay safe.